Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So today, I can't believe it. I don't know how this happened. How is it that the Pixel lineup is getting so much love in 2022? When the Pixel 6 lineup came out, everybody said, oh man, everybody had a lot of problems too. I'm not just saying that they're saying they had it. They actually physically had a lot of problems. And I posed the question, how did this happen? It's kind of a little bit of a mockery, but the fact of the matter is, I know how it happened. Google put out a product that was more of a put up or shut up, and I wonder if they're putting other OEMs on blast, like, now what? So let me start with this right here. I've noticed a cultural shift when it comes to the iPhones, man. I've noticed so many people now saying, because, the conversation has always been, oh, should I switch to an iPhone, all this other stuff. But I've noticed when the Pixel 7 lineup dropped, man, I'm noticing a lot of people like, yo, this Pixel 7 is the truth, son. Now, is it because of a number of things? So when I see other creators saying this, depending on that person's history, there might be a little suspect. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to say a person can't switch and can't change or adapt. It's totally possible. But I'm going to leave that. I'm going to reserve that until another year or two to see what's really up. But I've noticed a shift in the culture when it comes to iPhones. Now the Pixel 7 is here. The lineup is here. Let's be clear real quick. On my point of view on the Pixel 7 lineup, totally worth it. Well priced, competes with everything. Win in every category? Nah, not win in every category. But because I've done multiple videos on these devices, not just one or two, and then I'm just gonna call it a quiz. I've done multiple videos on these devices, and putting the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro up against certain phones, it doesn't do better in every area. Let's just be clear on that. But there is way more pros to the Pixel 7 than there is to, the comparison with the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. So the Pixel 7 lineup comes out, and now, boom, we have a ton of creators out there. I'm starting with creators. We have a ton of creators out there that have shifted. They're not even really rocking with the iPhone right now. They're rocking with the Pixel devices. Now, what did this? What started this right here? Is the Pixel 7 just that good? I mean, we're talking about people who are like pro Apple, saying, yo, this is it. What did Google do with the Pixels? Like, what was the turning point for some of these people to really get on video and give a confirmation? Look, I'm in. That is amazing. That is amazing. And I'm totally shocked, man. I really feel like, some people always want to bring up the iPhone when it comes to the Pixels. Like the Pixels are mimicking the iPhone. Like the iPhone is the golden standard for a phone. I don't believe that to ever have been true. It's not that I hate iPhones. I have a ton of iPhones. I buy every iPhone. I love the iPhones. I'm not partial to one brand at all. And I'm not partial to one operating system. I like to experience it all. I consider myself, my squeaky chair, a really kind of balanced tech enthusiast in that area, because smartphoneconversations.com, that's what it's about. I want to test out everything and genuinely see. Now, if you're not built around, if you don't have a channel that really does a lot of smartphone reviews, you won't understand what I'm saying. But for me, I feel like it's so strange to me to see Apple people, and I'm not going to name these people, because there's not a few, there's a lot of people that are saying, wow, the Pixel 7 really did it for me. And I wish I could have a one-on-one and ask them, be like, yo, why the awakening now all of a sudden? What really did it? Because like I said, the Pixel isn't winning in every category. It's definitely not. But it's winning in way more categories than one might want to accept. And that comes down to personal preference for a lot of things. But I see this switch, and I'm just like, iPhone people are switching to Pixels. Even in some of my comments section, it's like I see people saying, man, I'm ready to trade in my iPhone 14 for a Pixel 7. Are they just talking because they hype? Or they just kind of get on board with the hype? Or do they really want to switch? You know what I mean? Like, so for me, I've never really been pro Apple. I do have an iPhone as one of my regular phones, but Android it just has to be Android because there's so many things I can do on Android that I still can't do on iOS, which is just sad. Now I'm hearing through the grapevine. No, I'm not. I looked online. I'm seeing and hearing a lot of people saying that the iOS 16 is buggy. Well, I will say this. One of my iPhones is my iPhone 13 Pro. Freezes every now and then. I've never had a problem with this phone freezing at all. Never. I've never had a problem with the iPhone 13 Pro freezing. And for some reason, when I put iOS 16 on it, I'm getting a few freezings. Now, it is starting to happen a little bit. It's starting to happen several times in a week. So but the plus to this is that Apple's gonna fix it in an update. They always do. They always fix it. I'm on 16.1.2, and Apple always fixes things with updates, and that's what I like about them as a company. They really get it done. But I gotta say, it's almost strange, to see Apple people who say they're pro Apple switch up. Can't believe it, man. It's not like, it's just strange because my switch went from BlackBerry. I was pro BlackBerry, like pro BlackBerry, and then I switched up to Android, and it took some time. But there are people out there. Now, I will say this: there are people out there. Now, let's get off the creators. Regular folks who are not creators, who watch creators, or who just watch people online. I see a shift. I see a lot of people saying, "Hey, I got the 14, but I think I'm gonna switch over to this. I'm gonna go to the Pixel." Whatever sauce Google did, and let me be clear here, the Pixel 7 Pro is a boss. Pixel 7 I got back there is a boss, but I wonder what it is so intriguing about this. First of all, the cameras on this device off the charts, flat out, just beast mode, off the charts, just really good. However, they are not the best in every area. I prefer cinematic video. This phone needs some work on their cinematic video. And I know that the next iteration, they're going to kill it on the cinematic video. They're going to do exactly what the other OEM Apple did. It's 1080p now. Next iteration is going to have to be 4K. They just got their 4K video up to par, and then they add cinematic video to test it out. And I thought it was great at first, but then when I did some extensive testing, I was like, yeah, this needs some work. I'm really going to focus on cinematic video, and this needs some work, period. But for those that are not doing cinematic video, you got it. 4K video on this thing is absolutely great. Now, what say the iPhone people that feel like 4K video is still better on the iPhones? I don't disagree, man. I think they're going to have to come even more on the Pixels if they want to tackle. Just imagine this for a second. Wait until Google gets that video down on point. What? Wait until Google can have unlimited recording in 4K without overheating. Unlimited recording on 4K 60 with no overheating. Unlimited 4K cinematic video. These are things that I can do on this phone. Can't do that on the Pixel yet. It's not happening. I can record on this device for 45 minutes, 2-3 hours. It gets warm now. Let's not trip now. It does get warm, but it keeps going. It'll keep going until the storage is low. I want to see that on a Pixel. I want the Pixels to get their video on point like that, to where there's no worrying. I'm just gonna turn it on. I ain't gonna worry about the audio going out, nothing. Because Google's video, folks, if you want a vlog, man, look, Google's video is on point for a vlog. They've got the enhanced voice feature on there. That's beast mode right there, man. That's top notch. You cannot beat this. So it's going to take the Tensor chip to really bring it home, because for being clear here, like I said, the Pixels are great, but their internals are not matching Apple's internals. The 14 Plus, hold on. The 14 Plus, it's over there. The 14 Plus, the 14 lineup, the 13 lineup, back to the 12 lineup, the internals on those devices are just powerful. Powerful to the fact that no one's really getting that much use out of it. And that's just what it is. I get use out of it for the long creative videos and editing and things like that. I get that, but I'm as a creator, I'm not really taking advantage of the entirety of this devices. I don't have that much stuff that I can put to the test where I'm really gonna get all the money back out of there, like all the features, because I don't need it for that. But I need Google, because there was this kind of this teetering thing here saying, well, Android is for tinkerers and Apple is for people who just wanted to have it. That's bullcrap, because everybody back in the day was jailbreaking their iPhones and tinkering with it, hoping they could make it look like an Android. You remember those days. You were tinkering with your Apple device because you wanted to be able to move things around, change the colors. You could do all that, change the font. You could do all that on Android already. That's one of the reasons I think, that's the only reason I think people were jailbreaking their devices, doing things that Android was already doing right out the gate. So to see that, it's kind of like Apple had this stronghold on everybody that was a creator, and they also had people, non-creators, set on their marketing, and that's what drew them in. Now let's give Apple credit where it's due. They have some of the best marketing ever. People will buy their phones blindly because they think that they're getting a magical phone, or they'll just buy it because they like, and I'm not going to keep using the word blindly all the time. They'll buy the device because they just really feel like it's going to suit their life. Apple's winning combination is FaceTime and iMessenger. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll wait. We'll give a moment of silence for FaceTime and iMessenger. I mean BBM. WebOS, web messaging. Yeah. I know it's gone. I know it's people are going to say, oh, Jay, you need to get off of that, man. Okay, yes, they borrowed and stole ideas from BBM. Do you remember video chat on BlackBerry? It was crystal clear over any network. BBM, beast mode, the best messaging app ever. Now you're looking at it on iOS. That's the winning combination for iOS. I've seen people lately say, well, the only reason I switched is because I just wanted to be in on the messaging and I want to FaceTime. Folks, you can FaceTime on a non-Apple device now. But people who don't know this, and the regular people out there, regular consumers out there, some of them still don't know this. They have iPhones and they don't know that they can send a FaceTime link to their friends on anybody, Android, a computer, whatever, and they can FaceTime as long as it has a camera and microphone. Click the link, you're in the FaceTime. Regular consumers aren't being taught this. How often does Apple push that? Because, see, the thing is, people won't buy their devices if they push the things that are going to benefit the consumer. Facts. How many times have you seen Apple push the narrative? You actually don't even really need an iPhone. You know what I mean? Like, you can FaceTime with anybody. You just need one person who has an iPhone. They can send a FaceTime link to everybody. They're not going to do that. So when I see people out there that are creators too saying, I just switched because I like FaceTime and then I really love Android, but I'm switching because you played into the marketing. That's what you did. And it's okay. I'm not going to call you sheep and stuff like some people do. Because, I mean, that's just silly talk. Those are just insults that go nowhere, hold no value. But I'm telling you, I have noticed a shift in the culture. It's not that I'm saying Apple is losing ground or whatever, but I can tell you, I definitely have noticed a shift in the culture. A lot of people are switching over and they don't care. They're like, nah, I'm about to get on this iPhone. I've got to get off this iPhone thing and I'm about to get me an Android. I'm going to get the Pixel 7 in particular. The Pixel 7 at $599. And then, folks, let me tell you something. You can still, at the recording of this video, December 12th, you can still go to Google Fi and get $300 or even $400 off of the Pixel 7 Pro, or $200 to $300 off the Pixel 7. Just join Fi. All of their phones are unlocked. Join Fi, keep it for the time they tell you to keep it, and then you're free to do what you want to do after that. It's just that simple. Fi is actually a really great service. So I've been with them for, I don't know how long. I've been with them since they started. When they were Project Fi, and then they switched to Google Fi. I've been with them since then. So I don't even know how many years that's been, but their service is actually fantastic. phenomenal. So the Pixel 7, to me, when I see back on this creator thing real quick, people saying it's the best device of 2022, that's kind of a stretch, if I'm being honest, to say it's the best device of 2022. Here's why sometimes the device of the year doesn't work. And this is why, if you remember, I stopped it, 2 years ago? I think I stopped it, a year and a half year ago. Because these devices have not been out long enough. Like, I've had other devices for the entire year, but just about, or at least 9 months of the year. Gotten several updates on these devices, got the support, it failed, it got better, things like that. Saying that a device that's only been out for 2 months is the device of the year, it gets tough for me to do that now, because I feel like I'm cheating you, because as great as the Pixel 7 Pro is, I don't think I would name it my device of the year. I need at least 3 to 6 months to really see if it's going to be the device of the year. That is why I kind of shifted away last year, I think it was. I was like, I just have multiple devices. And I didn't even put a video out, I think. I'm not sure. But having a device a short period of time and then saying it's the best of the year, I don't know how quickly I can jump on board with that. I don't know. It just depends. If it's really that good, because what's going to happen if people name this device of the year for 2022, and then in January it starts to fall apart? Then what? And then all through 2023 it's failing. We don't know what's going to happen. All I'm saying is, for me, I'm trying to adapt a new mentality that give it 3 to 6 months. Because remember, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, I gave that one a half a year, 6 months in, I gave it a go. It was a go. I believe that to be true. The 13 Pro lineup, solid, man. Solid. So if I stop right now in December and give a device phone of the year, it would probably have to be like the S22 Ultra or the iPhone 13 Pro Max or something like that. It can't be, for me, on these really recent devices. And I'm going to try. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to talk online about what I think is the best device that I've owned. But it's going to be difficult because everything is so new. You know? OEMs are releasing a phone every 3 to 6 months sometimes, or once a year, depending on the OEM. So for me, I have trouble naming the Pixel 7 Pro the device of the year. The Pixel 7 and the Pixel 7, the Pixel 6a, folks, is the best value Pixel that Google has to offer right now. So if you force me to pick, I'm going to pick the 6a as my phone of the year. Period. It checks too many boxes. They're all on sale, and that's coming in at the lowest price, and it does the same thing. Looks the same, feels great, performs the same, camera's the same quality. I mean, battery's better in some ways. I mean, it's a tough one. You can still get a Pixel Watch and link it up with it. So you can have a sweet new Pixel and the latest Pixel Watch and the Pixel Buds A, all for under $1,000. Under 800, as a matter of fact. But depending on how you're doing it, under 500. You can have all of that for under 500, and you think I'm not going to tell a person that's a good deal? Have you noticed anything different in the community? Have you noticed people not giving iPhone love? Would you trade your iPhone in for a Pixel 7 or 7 Pro or a 6a? Let me know in the comments. It's your man Jay. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.